My name is Tway Do. I'm a Texas student, and I will be getting some help from Gloria during this interview. And I'm interviewing Mr. Nguyen on February 20th, 2010. Mr. Nguyen, what is your name?
My name is Dũng and Nguyễn.
You, um, when and where were you born?
I born in Vietnam from the 1956.
Oh, what city?
Uh, Long Xuyên. That is the western in Vietnam,
West,
south of Vietnam.
where did you grow up?
I grew up from there,
In Long
from
Swing.
the Long Xuyên.
Um, can you describe your hometown for me? Can you describe your hometown? Well,
Oh yes, my hometown in the peacefully town because next to the river Mekong River. So they call them first and the second river um, through from the Taipei and Wang Ha and some through to Thailand, Laos, and come to Cambodia in the Vietnam. So that's why my hometown and very good about the rice. We plant a lot of the rice fields. So that's place that we can supply the all rice to all the country, mostly in the southwestern and South Vietnam.
so the main occupation there was rice farming.
Before 1975, I'm a student,
Oh,
so the trained to become a teacher.
so you didn't know how to farm, or did you
Go to
did you know how to farm rice and stuff?
farm rice? Yes,
Oh
yes,
yeah.
I did. After in the summertime, I back to the village, and I have to um, cut
Yeah.
to for the harvest for the
Uh-huh.
rice harvest and how to fishing and how to do all kind of work for like the country boy.
Um, have you been back to visit your?
I want to go back there, but then after 1975 and after I escaped from South Vietnam from May 1979, and I've been the refugee camp in Indonesia camp, and from them took me about 8 months or the 9 months. I arrived to USA April 15, 1980, and from them, and I tried to uh, involve from the student association to try to help for the Vietnam and the student Vietnam and help the country. But time by time, the day by day,
Uh-huh.
and I involve more about the human rights and fighting for freedom and democracy. So that's why a couple of years ago I tried to join with the doctor delegation how to go back to Vietnam to help for the people, the blind people,
Uh-huh.
with the UT no Baylor to internship the medical student. But on my visa, they deny.
Oh, they didn't
Yeah,
want you to
yeah.
come.
So that's why. And
So
but to me, to here, there's still the country, the
you're s-
Vietnam,
your heart's still in Vietnam.
right?
Um, do you remember some of your childhood memories?
Yes. Do you mean the child before
Yeah, when
1975
you were
or?
growing up.
Uh, yes, a lot of the memory. Then when
Uh-huh.
the youth time, the memory about the Vietnam War.
Uh-huh.
But I luckily in the Long Xuyên, we did it safety from the 1968. That means all the country or the city in the South Vietnam was attacked by the communism. Um, they kind of mẫu thân. That was 1978. But in my hometown, the safety. But still, a lot of the people they run from the war. They refugee to my hometown, so I have them, and a lot of uh, the people they cry, the family separately, where I remember when the mother they looking for their children where they are, and the wife looking for the husband. So that's why the memory from the Vietnam War. Yeah.
So, how old are
That
you?
time,
Or
maybe about around 12 years old, something like that. Yeah.
wow. So you helped these families when you were just
Yeah.
young.
Because they run from the war from the another the area. They couldn't come to my hometown, so that's why I try to help them.
Do you remember like what games you played when you were
Oh,
growing
in a small town, we most the country boy they play the soccer,
up? Oh, it's like
and the volleyball,
mm-hmm.
hmm and some another game, not game, but they had the river, the Mekong River, but the Mekong River they go inside the village, so they have some small river. So we try to cross the river, we we back and forward. That's with swimming.
Yeah. So you raced you were racing.
Yeah. And some another the hobbit we try to catch some the fish, or some another the frog,
Yeah.
then and the game in the moon, for full moon, mostly on the full moon we have a lot of game. Yeah, like we try to hit in the display, and another guy they're looking for where they are, and something like that.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
miss those games? Like,
And mostly in the New Year's in the village we have not much about the firework, so we try to make up about the firework, but the big one, the firework, we use the bamboo. We use a long stick like that. We threw all the bamboo get through, and we put some tie the gunpowder in there, and we burn, and all then they make the boom
wow. is
like a
that
firework, but
is that a
not much
tradition?
money to pay for
Uh,
it. Yeah.
was that a tradition in your village?
Yeah.
Yeah. How else did you celebrate New Year's?
How what?
How else did you celebrate? What what other things did you do?
Oh, like the folk, the music, the folk dancing
Mm,
in the small town.
uh-huh,
In the festival, the dancing festival, because um, we have the like the temple in the village every year, and all the people in the village gather together to do the festival. And the festival, the people they sing folk dancings, drum, or someone what else they do? Oh, they competition about the cooking,
oh, okay.
how to cook sweet rice, and they call it bánh tét. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Did you were you in the competition?
Yeah.
Yeah. How was that like? Did you what did
Yeah,
you?
they're very good, because um, that's the opportunity for a boy or the girl to meet that day. So that's
Uh-huh.
why some the people they get married after that
Yeah.
festival.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Did you meet your wife that way?
No,
No.
no, that time I'm
Oh, is that
still young.
is that how your parents met or
Yeah,
your
yeah,
grandparents?
that's
Oh yeah.
the most the a couple they married to come from the
Uh-huh.
festival in the small town.
Yeah. Do you know how your parents met or your grandparents?
Long time, maybe same story, but I
Same.
talked to you
Oh,
about that. Yeah,
okay.
or they can meet from the soccer game,
Uh-huh.
or they come to competition for cooking, and the man and the woman, the boy and girl, surround the cooking area, and a boy they try to say something flirt to the
Yeah.
the girl, and that they met.
Wow. Are there any other traditions like that?
Another tradition, some like game, look like the wrestling game.
Oh yeah.
But not much like the northern, and especially they do the wrestling game, and they find out who the strongest in the village. But in my village, I have the wrestling game too, but not bigger than like the dragon dancing, and cooking, and folk dancing, and sing a song like cải lương, giọng cổ.
Um, so, do you know any traditional skills like cooking or farming
Mm-hmm.
or making clothes?
Yes, in the farm, you could cook a lot of the very delicious like mud fish. They call it cá lóc. Mhm.
Yeah.
And we use the bamboo stick. We get through the mud fish, and we stick down on the ground, and we put our hay
Oh
on the
yeah.
top, and we burn it. After we burn it, we take it out and you eat. Oh, yummy.
Oh.
Or another, they try to cook in like the banana leaf. They cover the fish, and they burn it. Yeah, delicious too.
Wow.
And also another, the cooking, they use the mud. They put around the fish, and they put the hay on the top, and they burn. And after the hay is gone, and they take all mud out and the fish inside. Oh, yummy.
So it was a lot of
Yeah,
fishes in
yeah.
this
Fish,
main dish.
fish and shrimp, and I can tell another one like snake,
Snake.
frogs.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, bird. Yeah,
Bird.
yeah. We love bird too. Hmm.
Mhm. Like chickens and
Oh yeah, the chicken.
chicken.
That the chicken in Vietnam. I tell you, I talked about it before
Uh-huh.
1975, because the family they raise the chicken. That's why the chicken meat the better than raised from the factory.
Yeah.
Yeah, chicken that's good. Mm.
Yeah. Um. So how did you learn these? Like, did your parents teach you how to do all these cooking things?
Um,
Or
some of them I learned from the parent, and some of them I learned from the friends,
your
and
friends?
some of them I learned from the festival.
Uh-huh.
But and some of the game, and you look at them, and very interesting you, and you pick up quickly.
Uh-huh. Like
Something without they train in you,
uh-huh.
you pick them from them, and you see your mind, you hear
Uh-huh.
what they say, and you do it.
You just learn.
They them or better than them.
Uh-huh. It's interesting. Um, what kind of education have you had?
In Vietnam. Oh,
In Vietnam,
that
yeah.
time when the Vietnam War, and 1978, around maybe I'm the sixth grade or seventh grade, and close to the 1975, I've been a student in the
Uh-huh.
university. They train in to become the teacher,
Teacher. Uh-huh.
but I've been there from 1975 up to 1979 to 4 year. So they send me to go to some another the area to help the people to teach them how to learn the Vietnamese language, mostly for the minority like Cambodia
Uh-huh.
groups. Yeah, and they asked us to have to uh, teach the Cambodia people how to write, how to learn, how to speak the Vietnamese language.
Oh, was this in Vietnam?
Yes,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
in Vietnam. but they
United.
sent me to the area close to the border, close to Cambodia.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So when did you decide like you wanted to leave Vietnam?
Um, the reason and I decided to leave left Vietnam because to me the culture, because the communism, they not believe about Buddha or
Yeah.
believe about God.
Uh-huh.
And when my parents try to pray or do something, and they say no, and also some education there, and if the children that belong to Communist Party, the easy they got even they can pass the grade, but they go up, go to the university, or they go to Korea easy, and actually they got a job the better
Uh-huh.
than the people like no belong the Communist Party. Or to me, my family and the brother, he worked for the USA before,
Mm-hmm.
so they discriminated with the people that work for USA or they work for the government before 1975. So that's why to me I have no future.
Yeah.
Even I study good, make
Yeah.
A,
Uh-huh. It wasn't
but
fair.
yeah, but you can pass it.
Yeah.
But when they base on your grade, they base on your the background.
Yeah.
Mhm. Not they base on how good you are,
Mm-hmm.
but they have to base on background. You belong to who, belong to people, government belong to 1975, or you have to work for revolution, whatever. And yeah,
Yeah.
and that's why they decide your future. And two things: number one, my future is gone, and
Uh-huh.
number two, that my parents can pray, and another, the my groups can pay also they put them in jail.
Yeah.
So to me, and I say no, oh, I have to leave the
Yeah.
country.
You feel like you had no freedom there.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, even to now. But you see that until now we work together with some another the groups that they fighting for freedom and democracy in Vietnam.
Yeah.
But we fighting, but we build. We're not fighting for destroy.
Yeah.
Two things different. One people they try to fighting and they destroy everything. But to us, and we fighting freedom, fighting for democracy. When we build up your Vietnam, we can prove, because from now and 10 years ago, and the people that can say anything freedom in Vietnam, but in when here we go to U.S. Congress in Washington D.C.
Yeah.
We in the hearing we say about how to improve the democracy and human right in Vietnam, and we ask the Secretary of State or U.S. congressman or senator to try to send letter to communist Vietnam to release some of the people that fighting for freedom, and some of them they release them, and day by day, and in Vietnam make better
Yeah.
better about people that can talk what they say. They can go to church or the temple, they can pray, and people go to the internet. But even right now they make the war fire war.
Yeah.
They
Fine.
block it,
Yeah.
what to say, but it's still better
Uh-huh.
than before. And that's when we believe it, we fighting and we building, we for the Vietnam to make it year by year, day by day, much better. And you see that's why now some the student in Vietnam, they can go to here,
Yeah.
and they go to here to study in UT or go to UFS there, and we talk to them, and and compromise, because they be there a long time and we be here a long time, but maybe something conflicted, but the human to human, and the Vietnamese the people, we save the roof. So we sit down, talk to them about how bad, how good, how ugly.
Yeah.
So that's why we try to train in them. Actually, not train in them, but to try to compromise with them, how good, how bad. When he finished school here and he go back to Vietnam, he do help the people, the Vietnamese, the people, the better and better.
Do you like it though that like you know how you're saying like they advance the communist kids? Like, do you think that's good that they're like they can send communist kids over here to study?
Um, to me, education and freedom to help them. Okay, that's why when they come over here, better. Exactly like before 1975, some of the friend of mine, they in the Paris and they go to school, university there, um, and for the New Year's, Chinese New Year, and all the people they gather together to celebrate for New Year, and from them, and they even the North Vietnam embassy still there in Paris. They work together to do something for one common sense, like
Yeah.
for the country.
Uh-huh.
So that one to me, they come over here and they learn, and we try to help them. That's good.
You want to change their mindset,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
yeah.
Change toward to how to do the Vietnamese and country the better,
Uh-huh.
better for number one for the human right, democracy, the freedom, and cost of living better.
Uh-huh.
Okay, not like before. You see, now before the one day, the people in my village they work $1. That's they happy.
Well, one day.
You see, one
Wow.
day, but now they chance they make
Yeah.
more than $1.
Yeah.
So that's why we're happy for them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. Do you think Vietnam will be a democracy in our lifetime, or do you?
To me, then if compared to the Soviet Union, then 70 year, then the
Uh-huh.
belong the communists, but they now they change. So
Yeah.
regime, what's the regime to um, help for the majority people and based on um, human right, based on democracy, based on the freedom, that regime can stay longer. Like USA, you can talk,
Yeah.
you can do whatever you want, and you see it. The USA, the society they grow, even they grow economy grow, they grow the spiritual grow,
Uh-huh.
and they grow the thinking. When you freedom for thinking, so you do a lot of invention. But
Uh-huh.
in Vietnam,
There's no
you
invention.
cannot. You see it in here. I'm talking about 1 million the Vietnamese people in here in USA, in Houston, and one the lady, her name Lee Lon, she worked for IT.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she had the 17 invention.
Wow.
Yes, 17. Okay, for a lot of the design from her, or another lady that her name is Dương Nguyệt Ánh, the lady bomber. You know, she
Uh-huh.
designed the bomber go
Oh.
through the cover in Afghanistan. Yeah, so when the people they have the free to thinking, they have a lot of the invention, and when the people they you hold up them thinking and limit it, they thinking so it's gone.
Yeah.
So the both way, you limit them thinking, suppress them the freedom, and that you suppress them their mind desire something the invention something too. So that's why to me, let them freedom, and when the freedom let them, they have the human mankind whatever, and we deserve, we get the benefit right now that
Uh-huh.
will come from the people the freedom, like this one or the camera or whatever, that is successfully from the people they free. You know, right? When the freedom and they when you sit down here and you don't not worry about the government try to arrest you whatever, and you sit down here and you study easy, you make good grade, or even you try to do something in your career like the engineer, and you have designed something with the support from the people, that means make your mind good to create. But the people, when you study here or you try to design something, but behind you, oh, I don't know why they arrest me, when, or something like that. So you stop right there. Yeah, that to me, the freedom
So
has the free everything. That's good.
so you think that's why Vietnam is not hasn't contributed anything to the world? Like,
Mm,
there's no
to
invention.
me, to me, they have to change.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have to be changed. But I can prove it because in about 300, the PhD and engineer and doctor from all the people in the world come back to Vietnam. 300,
Wow.
but they make the survey. They ask them. We ask them to how do they feel and how they do contribute for the country. Okay, about 95% they say the one thing same. They cannot contribute much like USA, like Japan, like Canada, like Australia. They ask them why, because political. Yeah, they try to do something, and they have to ask a bit who they are, who that guy, and what the background, and the decision they make are from political, communist political committee, not make the from technology, not from Korea, from people high education. So that's why they hold the regime. They will hold the country down.
Try to
Yeah,
suppress the people.
yeah.
Okay. I want to talk about the war, like the war experience that you had.
The war.
Yeah. You said you were a teenager during the
Mm-hmm.
war.
Yeah, the teenager.
How old were you when
Around
you served?
11 years old, 12 years old, and 13. But all guy there, and sometimes the night time. That's why then when I'm being here from and without the gunfire, so I have to understanding and lovely the people in the wartime, because I remember when at the youth time, sometimes the midnight, when you sleep like that, you dream somewhere, okay, nice dream, but suddenly the gunfire or bomb from B-52. So that man, they make you in your mind remember in the wartime. So I remember Brooke Springsteen, they sing a song "The War is Nonsense." The very very happily. So to me, then no war better,
Yeah.
because even the children, they suffer from what they thought. And like to me, I remember the wartime, but that's a terrible memory. And when the family, the separately, and the people member and people in the family, they died from the war. And you see, even right now, the often the Vietnamese often they come to here in 1975 because of the Vietnam War, and some of them right now they can find it, their parents, and they're still looking for. You see, when the children in the youth time, they have the bad the memory. So to to me, and I learned from them, and they not normal like us.
Yeah.
They're not normal. When they angry, you see the people affect from the war. They angry or they hate, and they're different with the people in without the war. Yeah. So that's why the war to
Yeah.
me is
So you didn't care like what side won. You just wanted the war to be over, or
to me. And if the good people won the war better than the bad people won the war.
yeah. But at that time, you just wanted to be over, or
Hmm.
you didn't care who. Did you not like you didn't care at the time who won? You just wanted to be over, or
Like
like did you have it like you didn't care like which side like won the war? You
no,
just
no,
uh,
like I told you the good guy
yeah.
won the bear war better. So that's because in when the North the Vietnam they took over the South Vietnam 1975, and to them they was the training the different way, different thinking. They they the communist leader then training the army, the Vietnam, the South Vietnam poor, the South Vietnam no freedom, the South Vietnam no democracy, the South Vietnam no education. That means no, 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 no. Hmm. And that one, the northern Vietnam, they try to go to south to help in the southern people. But in 1975, when they go in the Saigon city, everything totally different. Hmm.
Uh-huh.
They see the TV, the Honda, motorcycle, everything, and they don't have in northern
Yeah.
Vietnam. So
Uh,
that's when they change the way they talking about.
yeah.
And I remember one good story. Um, they uh, they asked one the member in the communist, and they come to the big house, and they put some the fish in the toilet.
Uh-huh.
They and they try to clean the wash it, but they don't know what they flushing, or the fish is gone, and
Yeah.
and they say, see it. That's when when the government 1975, if even they go to they left the country, but they try to crook it. They do something. They took my fish. And also another story, the milk. Okay, the milk,
Uh-huh.
and also repair. The sound is different. That means sữa. Okay, and they say Honda repair, motorcycle repair, and and they ask those people nói là sữa Honda. They say, oh yeah, sữa Honda nhiều lắm, very much in the north now. You see, that's why we think.
Uh-huh.
You see it. They popular what they say about propaganda, monopoly. Yeah, yeah. And the army, the northern army, a lot about that. So to me, the war, if we train in the people to talking about the different way, and not good to me. So that's why to me, I think the North Vietnam to win the war. That means they hold up the Vietnam, the the not so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you see right now in all the world, only the four countries in the communist, North Korea, Cuba, Vietnam, and China.
China. Yeah.
See, only four.
Wow. Yeah. Did your dad or your one someone you know fight in the war or
Oh, my father then he not fight in the war because that he's old,
oh
but he worked with the leader from the village.
uh
Yeah, but even he was a leader in the my village. But when the communists they come into my village, they put him in jail.
Yeah.
Mm.
They put
So
him in the re-education camp.
yeah, and that day I think, but he was a leader the village from 19 I think from 1956 58 or something. It's a long time ago. But that day the communists, the member, they try to activate those area, and they scary my father to cut them or something like that. So that's why when they return to my village, they revenge.
Yeah.
They try to put him in jail. So we have to collect all the money to give to them, and they release my father. Even that day, he around 68 years old.
Wow.
But he say the one room small like that, they put about the 60 people in small room. When you they sleep inside, and and around here they made the bar wire on the top, okay, and you sleep, you lie down there, you can turn, yeah, at night time.
Wow.
Yeah, bar wire they make like it. You sleep right here, make like around that time. So my father and the back there, oh, it's an infection because when you lie it so long and on the cement the floor, oh, it's terrible.
That what was like in the prison? You said?
Yeah.
So did you move when they released him? Did your family stay in the village, or did y'all move?
Yeah, you see, that's a tradition, culture in Vietnam, when you stay with the village, and that's why you've been there for life. Mhm. Because your great ancestor there, great father there, great great grandfather there, grandmother there, your father there, your uncle there, family there, and the whole the family from generation to generation to be there. So no, we can't go. So that's why we have to be there.
So does he still live there?
Mhm.
His sister?
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, even now, the village it changed a lot. Like before 1975, the water come from the Mekong River. They come to the farmer, and the field are very good. But right now, they build the bank surround the farmer, so that's why the water cannot go in there. So that's why the fishing no more. Yeah, no more fish. Most fish they come from the farmer, not come from the nature like before. Yeah.
So what is did that change the occupation like like the people in the village?
Uh-huh.
No.
Yeah. You see that another thing I'm talking about, the people they run in country, they have to know about the need and supply. And the people in Vietnam, the government, they not make like that. They make the need and supply based on the money, based on the money based on the groups, the small group of people. They not the reflect about majority of the people. For example, like they try to build the brick, or they build a small street, make the people go the easy then. But when they go, they make the street right here. But if your house right here, or another member communist right here, and they try to make the street go close to communist member, because then they sell much more the money than here. So um, so so you see that then and like fish and cá ba sa, like the catfish, they make the difference. Like the guy that he was a vice president, Africa. the seafood company in southern Vietnam, my village, Long Xuyên. He make arrest from the IPO, Indonesian police, because he export catfish to USA through to the Florida, but the outside they make him mudfish. You know why? Because the catfish, the Asian in Mississippi and USA, they asked the U.S. The government have to limit it or raise tax about catfish, because in Vietnam they send catfish over here, they sell below the price, so they will ask the government to do that. So and the communist Vietnam, they try a different way. Inside catfish, but outside they put the name different, mudfish. And that guy, he got the Interpol to arrest him in Sweden. Yeah, he had to pay the $600,000. You see, and another thing, like WTO, and when you get in there and you sign the with the WTO the treaty, you have to play the game like every people in the world. But you cannot, you sign WTO and you work with the different way. You say the Communist Party number one. You can, who care the law of the international law is wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you think they still like play by their own rules, like they don't care about?
Yeah, they pay. But then now that I go back about talking about we fighting and we try to improve the Vietnam, because before that, several years ago, when you go there, you want to present the passport, you have to put $5 in there, or $10 in there, and they let you go through, no check it. But right now better. About last week, I asked some people to go there. Even they try to put the money in there, they say no. You see, that's why we make the Vietnam, the people improve. Yeah. Because all the people depend each other. You see, like the we wear like this, but several hand put in here, the table, and several hand the people put in here. So people depend. They work together to make make living all together. So you, like your guy work right here, and the big graduation, and you have the people, and the people they have another people. So that's when we have to love everybody.
Yeah. Everybody contributes.
Yeah, contribute for the human life.
Um, so you said you're in a refugee camp. Like how did you get to the U.S.?
Oh,
Somebody sponsored
yeah.
you?
Oh, that's a long story. Then I escaped from my university by small boat.
Small.
Yeah, with the 63 the people in about 16 men and the rest of the women and the children. But the small boats, then we have the only one engine, two engine, one the big one and another one small one. Like the engine, you run on the small river, but go to the ocean.
Yeah.
That's the first time I saw the big whale. They come about 10 foot, 15 foot. Most of them they cover all the small boat. And we ride there. We on the ocean about 4 day and 5 day, and the engine not run at all. And um, but the one small engine to run slowly, and we see the platform from Indonesia, the oil company, and we go to from morning to the evening, and finally, and they help us. Um, when they have to put in the area refugee camp, and after that they about 6 months, no 7 months, they transfer to Tanjung Pinang, Galang. From Galang, they about 1 month they transfer to the Singapore. Singapore 2 weeks, and we flew them here.
So was everybody in your boat like they
That's
the same?
lucky. But you know some the sad story when the lady in Houston right now, she's still talking about um, her memory about 3 weeks on the ocean without food, without drink. They have to eat the human flesh, you know. Yeah, yeah. She said that. She said that's a. We asked him how she feels. She said that time she don't care who meat
Yeah.
have to eat, have to put them on. Yeah.
So how are you like treated like at the refugee camps? Like
Oh, I'm lucky because in Indonesia the people they have not like the Thailand or
Thailand.
Malaysia. Indonesia they help us because um, the not much of the people they go to Indonesia. Most of the Vietnamese, the refugee people they go to Malaysia and Thailand. So that's why we have to treat the better than another the refugee camp. But from 6 months before, but after 6 months, a lot of people they come more than that, and they still treat them less than they treat us before. But it's still okay. And because they get to quit, we are the free to do the small island. They call the area island and Kuku islands. So we free. They not we talk about the camp, but no fan around there. They put us in a small island. That's all, and we can go anywhere. We can build a house, and we do whatever what we try to do. So that's a lucky.
Um, when you first got to America, like what were some like challenges that you faced? Like, was it hard to start over?
Yeah, you know, then the first time when I go to from let me see the California, and they stopped the Chicago because the airplane something wrong, and the student she took from the Chicago to the hotel. That's the first time I learned it's cold.
Yeah, you weren't ready for.
Oh,
No.
I can't take it. And she looking for it, but I don't know what she say. Okay, I say everything. I say okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
She asked something there. I say okay, okay. But then after that, and another day, she dropped me up in Washington D.C. and in Washington D.C. and we met the cousin there, and some the friend of mine still there. But to me, then I very surprised, disappointed the first time I I see them there, because why? To me, from refugee camp, I thought go to USA like the dream of
Uh-huh. Yeah.
yeah, dreaming. Okay, but different, uh, different. But day by day, and we learn, and we study, we work hard, and now we fit in with the USA society. And from Washington D.C. we go to the Pittsburgh, the Pittsburgh University, and a lot of the Vietnamese been there, and the first time I involved with they call the Republican Young Vietnamese for Freedom. I remember 04 and Ronald Reagan tried to primary or nominate by the Republican the party, and this is the first time the Vietnamese groups they involve the politics, and the Republican very respect us. But and when they introduce us to the people in floor, they ask us something else. Say okay, yes, okay, yes.
Yeah.
That's all.
Y'all didn't understand
Yeah,
English
we
or something.
don't understand English at all.
Yeah.
But smile, the first smile, and second yes and okay.
Yeah.
And after in Pittsburgh, and about 6 months, and I go to Houston, and I when go to Houston, and I learn I heard about the KKK. Yeah, because I live in Seabrook, the FM 146. That means very close with the KKK, the headquarters.
Oh.
And Vietnamese president, his name Nam Nguyen. Hmm. He fighting for the KKK, about they try to stop the Vietnamese fishing, no fishing in Seabrook area. But that day, a FBI come over and all religion group come over to help him, and federal court, and they they saw the problem, and we win. We won that day, and from them, and KKK headquarters is gone.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
that's what
y'all
I.
kick KKK out of
Yeah,
Houston.
that's what I learned from when I come to Houston. Hmm.
And that was your first experience with them,
Oh
like
yeah.
first.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But scary,
Yeah.
because when we come here, we don't know much about KKK. But actually, they say KKK they can then kill us.
Yeah.
They discriminate the minority. So and they use all time the power. They try to stop us to fishing. So that is scary. But finally, we saw the problem.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Good. So what traditions do you keep like
Oh,
here?
um, talk about tradition and have combined with the culture,
Culture. Yeah.
because in uh, when we are here, we have to learn how to live with the two culture. Okay, East and West. Mhm. And East and West we have compromise. If we not compromise, and very the difficult and conflict in family, like um, in-law, married in-law, or like children. You see, when the children they go to school, they spend how many hours with their friend? 8 hours or more. They go to internet, and how many hours they spend with their parents. So who influence them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so most of the parents to them, they they talk about the parent have to say, the children have to listen, or to have to keep the traditional cultural Vietnam in here, but not working. Mhm. If so, that's why um, when we come here, we keep some tradition good, but something not fit in this society, we have to change. We have understand, and we have to communication with the people, with the children we deal with. Yeah, because
Mm-hmm.
then if we not understand them, we not to compromise them, we can fit in this society with
Yeah.
living with the two culture. Yeah, like traditional um, uh, grandfather or say, and father have to listen, or the parent say the children have to listen
Yeah.
in Vietnam, but not here.
Yeah.
You have to understand what we say, reasonable or not. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and when we say something with the Vietnamese the culture, we have to know that the children have to fit in with the culture here or not. So that's when, to me, we keep something good like a New Year, and call or the children come over the guys together for the New Year with party and say the Happy New Year, parents, happy father, grandmom, happy mother, grandmom, and the grandmom keep the small packet money, lazy. Okay, that means give their children, give them the grandchildren understand how to care, how to they love them, how to care about them in the new year, and also have to strong the family live together. The Vietnamese, the reason they after 30 year or 35 year and they to become millionaire, or some of them billionaire, or they high education doctor or PhD. Why? Because strong the family. The strong family, that means the parents, they work with their family, uncle or whatever. And if one member in family does something wrong, and whole the family come over to tell them, okay, and convince them, okay, hey, here you should be the that, okay. So one people say not equal when too many the people to say the one thing to convince the one member to do wrong. So like when the children that try to drop out of high school, and their parent can tell them go back to school, but their parent can ask their cousin, or they ask some another the member in the family. I believe that I can tell them, but you uh, she or he the love you, you can talk to them. So you're a strong family like that.
Yeah.
So another the people can convince that the boy or girl to go back to the school. I know the one story. He now he the doctor in the Houston. His office on the 610 East. He dropped out of school. He smoked, okay, drink, and nobody. His parent can ask him to go back to school, but his uncle, okay, his uncle asked him come over his whole house and feed him, and take him to school back go school and play with him like friends, not like the parents, okay. And he loved him, and our children, they have to make friendly. They we can ask them to do like a king asked the people to do, okay. But his uncle play with him and eat with him and take him go to everywhere, and day by day, and he loved him a lot, and he considered him like his friend. and and his uncle asked him, oh, okay, then now son, you love me? He said, yes, I love you very much, uncle. And you love me, to please do uncle one thing, son. He asked, what uncle asked me to do something for uncle. He say, do favor to me, okay? Don't give me money, don't work anything. Give me A.
Yeah.
A grade. He said, yeah, uncle, yeah, I can do it. I can do it. And you
Wow.
see, now he become the doctor. Yeah, yeah. That the to me the strong family, and some the good tradition, Vietnamese tradition. So that's why when you live together like that and you save the money, I didn't see that another groups can do like us do.
Yeah.
Small room like that. When I come here 1990, I saw about 4 people in family live small room like that,
Wow.
and they worked about 13 hours per day. They collect all the money, and you see how much they pay for rent, about $400, and they all family make about 3,000, and they pay only $400 per month. and they go to fishing everywhere. They spend not much, and you see they accumulate the money around 5 years. They make about 80,000 or $70,000, and they build a store. And the store, the family own the store, and they try to work hard in store. They not hire anybody else, and day by day, and they expansion, and they buy the building. So that's why I see right now on the Bel Air Boulevard, they call International the district. A lot of Vietnamese they become the millionaire. I know that some of them the one building right now it costs about $67 million. But she come here in 1979 with empty hand. Now she have the 4 building like that. Each of them has $67 million. And another the story, the business in Houston and Bel Air, and he owned a lot of business in the California. Right now he had about 60 the franchise the store. Yeah, how much he make? And yeah, and another the man, his name last name Tran, the first name Trương. He owned the hotel in New York. Yeah, he was a billionaire because in the hotel in New York it's cost about $700 million, and he owned another one on Philadelphia, $650 million. So over $1 billion now. But he have our community. But you see the Katrina and September 11, he give the $2 million for that. And Katrina, when I help the people from New Orleans, they go to the Hong Kong Mall, and after about a month, and he bring the money from the New York to Houston, and we distribute for them. That's the story about how successfully the Vietnamese to keep tradition and how to live with the two culture, fit in, compromise, communication. Don't miss communication. You miss it, and you miss a big miss.
I think we're out of time, so thank you very
Rồi,
much.
dạ, cảm ơn nhiều.
Cảm ơn chú.
Dạ, cảm ơn. Dạ.